I was all alone in the middle of my school hallway during a passing period, and I felt like I was so isolated and multiple people were passing me and not one stopped and looked at me or even said hi or acknowledged my presence.
My freshman year, going into freshman year, was pretty challenging, just finding out who I am and what I can do and just to fit in with everybody else.
I think middle school was a rough time for me, especially just because that was a time where everyone started just looking at others and like comparing themselves to others and kind of thinking themselves as less than what they really were. So me especially going into freshman year too, I was thinking a lot about how others viewed me, and I let that affect me way more than it should have.
I can remember many times of just feeling like I just can't be good enough. Like everyone around me wants me to be someone who I'm not, at least that's what I got into believing.
I was worried that they were judging what I was wearing or something I did. Or I was just always worried about fitting into a type of group when it shouldn't be like that.
It felt like I was trapped in a dream, kind of, I guess. I felt like no one really cared about me. That's when I finally realized, like, would anyone really care if I wasn't here? Or would anyone want me here?
I just remember sitting in my room just crying because I was like, am I here to do anything important? And there's so many better people that could get the job done, so why am I here?
Because I went to such an all-time low at a young age, I have felt that the calling on my life is to truly empower girls. I feel like I can make a difference in at least a couple people's lives.
I hope to use my story to kind of start a chain reaction among other girls so that if I help one person, then hopefully that person will help another girl with what they're going through.
I would like to use my story to impact other girls just by being someone they can come talk to, especially younger girls who go through the same thing that I did and most teenage girls do go through.
I hope that sharing my story can bring a community of girls together to truly just love on each other.
I think it does start with one person, and then if you just speak some sort of like advice like, hey, I relate to you with that, I went through that, here's like what I did to help, or even just having someone to relate to in that situation is really helpful, and then maybe that person can go on and do that to another person, and then like before you know it, so many people are just that we're going through that are just being changed for the better.
Now I know there's more, and there is light, and there is hope, and there's a way to get out of that pit. It's not bottomless. There's a way to get out. And even though it can still be hard and long, there's value in the process. And I want girls to know that it's okay to not fix everything right away. It's okay to not be better immediately, because sometimes in the monotony and in the long process, that's where God finds us the most. And I know that I wouldn't be where I am right now, and I wouldn't know the joy that I feel now if it weren't for being in that pit, because being in that pit gave God the opportunity to bring me out of it. If everything was always great, then there would be no room to grow.
We are the next generation.
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 We are courageous.
We are celebrating the victories of other girls.
We are empowered.
We are not normalizing toxic behaviors.
We will not give boys the power to define us.
We are led by wisdom.
We are made in the image of God.